Bus, at first blush, looks like your average Euro game. The proverbial plainest and stalest cheese possible in the board game world. Worker placement, route building, pick up and deliver. It sounds boring, but it won't take long investigating Bus before you realize there's more to this cheese than just cheddar. Oh my goodness, it's gone moldy! It's blue cheese! What a disgusting color! Grossest color on the planet! How dare anything be blue? I happen to like blue cheese, thank you very much. And guess what? This Euro game, it's got some funk, and I love it. Bus is without a doubt one of the most odd, clever, and cutthroat board games I've had the pleasure of playing, and I can't wait to tell you why it is anything but stale. But first, we gotta get through the rules. Sorry, that part's always stale. You'll start by slapping some buildings down, laying your initial routes, and then the game will begin. The goal is to get people from where they are to where they want to go. That is the only way to get points in Bus. Phase 1 is selecting your actions. Phase 2 is resolving those actions. On your turn, you'll place a pawn in a spot, and then the next player, and so on until everyone passes. You do have to spend at least 2, but you don't have to pass. You can keep spending and spending and spending, and once you're out, everybody else will play without you. Just like your board game budget. When you're placing pawns, you can generally place them in any open spot. However, on these letter rows, you have to place them alphabetically. So A, B, C, and so on. And that's true whether or not they're reversed. Just follow your ABCs, you'll be fine. Speaking of which, it's time for a word from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by the letter B. B is for Bus. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Alright, let's talk about how spaces work in Bus. When it's a single action space, you only get to do the action once. When it's a letter row, the first player will get to do the action the max amount of times, which is equal to the max buses anyone has, and each following player will get one less action the longer they wait. This is how all the ABC spaces work. Except Vroom, it's special. Okay, let's run through all the actions real quick. This first action lets you expand your lines on the board. This action lets you add one bus to your fleet. You can put passengers at stations here. You can build buildings of your choice here, although ones have to be built first, then twos, then threes, and so on. Here's where you can choose to stop time. Yep, that's what I said. You can stop time. Did you not see the swirly vortex on the front of the box? Pay attention, man. Anyway, if you stop time, you'll have to take one of these gems, which is a negative point at the end of the game. The clock will not advance, and the destination will remain the same. This means passengers who delivered the previous round will stay where they are. If you don't stop time, the hand will proceed in a clockwise fashion, going from homes to work to pubs, because society. Next, everyone will pop out into their intersections, and if there's already a destination where they want to go, they'll just walk on in, rendering your bus services completely useless. That's ill-mannered, biped. Boo! The Vroom action lets you finally deliver your passengers equal to the amount of buses that you have, grabbing passengers from where they are and putting them where they want to go on your line. Each passenger delivered will get you 1 point. Taking the last action will grant you the chunky start player bus. In the next round, you will go first. And that's about 90% of the rules. But I need to tell you how the game ends. It either ends immediately by removing all these gems and breaking the space-time continuum, or by finishing the round when either all the buildings are full, or if only one player has pawns left. Then, player with the most points wins. Now, I bet after all that, you might think, still seems pretty bland. Let me tell you something. You're wrong. It's about interaction, yo. Because everyone is selecting their actions before resolving them, everyone is slowly revealing their plans as everyone's still making their plan. I can see that Red is probably trying to get lines to that bus station, because that's where passengers come and passengers are points. But if I just slide on in Red's way, she won't be able to get to the bus station, and therefore won't get points. Ouch, so mean. And that's why I love it. There are little blue cheese sprinkles like that throughout the entire game. Oh, I can put out an extra building that I don't really need. But if I place this building next to a passenger that you were about to score, and just make them walk in there instead. Worth every second. And if I take my vroom before your vroom, I can vroom your vroom right out from under your nose. And if your vroom no longer has anyone to vroom, that's vroom-tastic. This is all some great mold that adds some much-needed spicy funk to this Eurogame. We're just getting started, Toots. You can stop time. Whoa! This one space adds 50% funk to this game. Everyone can be going along, playing their mind games against one another, plans within plans. But as soon as somebody goes to this space, the whole puzzle gets flipped on its head. Suddenly those who are going to have a sweet round with bounteous points are going to get none unless they figure out how to pivot. And the person who is going there might not even stop time. They might just be going there to stop someone else from stopping time. Can you tell which it is? Are they going to do it? Are you sure? You should have gone there just so you knew what the fiddle jib was going on. But you don't want to waste your precious action pawns. But you don't want them to waste your precious action pawns either. Oh my goodness, I just love this game. Having limited action pawns is just genius. It makes everything you do, fail to do, or prevent someone else from doing really matter. But then when you combine that with the potential to stop time, and you've just knocked my socks off. Now, this is not a point salad, it's not a solitaire experience, and it's not particularly nice either. If you're looking for any of that, this ain't the game for you. However, if you're looking for a game where playing your fellow players is just as, if not more important than solving a Eurogame puzzle, then look no further. This funky cheese is for you. Go get Bus. And honestly, if that description sounds a lot like other splotter games, you'd be right. This is a splotter game, which is why it costs so much. If you've ever been interested in any of these, or this coincidentally, you need to try Bus. I'm begging you. Bus is a lot shorter, a lot easier to teach, and a lot more forgiving. Don't be fooled by its quirky theme and familiar mechanisms. It still has a lot of that splotter funk where you're trying to use an engaging Eurogame puzzle to rip out the rug from under each other's feet. For me, this is the gateway splotter game. And honestly, it's my favorite interactive Eurogame that I've played in the last year. The last 5 years. Thank you, Capstone Games, for bringing this one back into print. As a person who is patiently waiting, this one did not disappoint. Cheers.